Good to have you back on Newsday. In view of the current food crisis and the need for food security in Nigeria, Lagos Chamber of Commerce and Industry, Chartered Institute of Personnel Management, among other professional bodies, set to discuss the theme sustainable development of the agricultural sector for national well-being at the 38th edition of the Omolayole Management Lecture. The conference convener, Dr. Tola Bamigbaiye Elatuyi, joins me now to speak on OML's focus on promoting best management practices, corporate governance, as well as food security in Nigeria. Thanks for joining us, Madam. Now, let's talk about the 38th edition of the annual management lecture series, which we talked about earlier. So what are your thoughts on that theme, sustainable development of the agriculture sector for national well-being? So why are we having it now?
Well, we do the Omolayole Management Lecture once a year, which is in honor of Dr. Omolayole himself.
All right.
As a seasoned practitioner, you know that he's been on board of many organizations, and this lecture honors him every year. We do the lecture on the 29th of September every year. And why do we do this lecture? Because it also speaks to topical issues.
Very good.
We look at a couple of issues that are burning in the economy. Any topic that is of national well-being, we bring it to the fore. We invite seasoned experts. We invite professionals in the industry to come and dialogue about it. So the Omolayole lecture is one that a lot of management consultants, a lot of board executives have looked forward to over the years. And this year is not going to be different. It's the 38th edition, and we're super excited about it. We're looking forward to it because this year's topic particularly talks about agriculture. And you know, with the insurgencies in the north, the farmlands, there's a lot of issues where farmers don't even feel safe. Sure. And if you even look at the SDG number 2 that talks about food security, in a nation where you have farmers not being safe to go to the farmlands, food security becomes a major challenge, and it's just so important that we're able to bring it to the fore through the Omolayole lecture, because we're looking at professionals, we're looking at the economy itself. We're looking at a lot of dialogue about how we can look through the challenges and, of course, proffer solutions to the food insecurity. So that's why we have a team for agriculture this year for the 38th Omolayole Management Lecture.
Well, very good, Dr. Elatuyi. Now, it's one thing to have these lectures, workshops, or whatever we choose to call them, but how impactful has your discussions, this is the 38th edition, been, to the national discourse over food security? You mentioned the fact that the issues of terrorism and all this banditry, and the issue of raids of cattle herders and stuff like that. And how have you preferred solutions? What kind of blueprint is on the table for Nigerians to hook onto, especially policymakers, the government?
So we're rest assured with the fact that the experts who will be dialoguing on the 29th of September for the 38th Omolayole Management Lecture will prefer solutions. That is why it's a dialogue. We're looking forward to it, and we expect that at the end of the lecture, a communique is always issued. A communique which will also be in the newspapers about the outcome of the dialogue. So that the lecture itself is the platform. A lot of people have maybe have bright ideas. Just the platform is just not there for them to be able to air their views in a safe environment. So the Omolayole lecture brings these people together, industry experts, practitioners, and we engage in the dialogue, we proffer solutions, we talk through the challenges, the issues, and at the end of the day, a communique is issued, which is the blueprint you're talking about. So the communique will be in the newspapers, for everybody to read. So the the general public is informed of the outcome. And by the way, it's a really good news this year because we're going to have a hybrid, the event will be hybrid, where people can also join online, ask their questions, be part of the discussion that is going on, and be involved. You know, we're looking for an opportunity where we can co-create the solutions.
Regarding that, very good, Dr. Elatuyi. Now, you know, as we mentioned, it's one thing to have all these discussions. What major challenges do you think has been reoccurring ever since you've been having discussions regarding food security in Nigeria and agricultural problems? Can you give us a few details on that?
So we have a new topic every year. Every year is a new topic, and definitely one of the things we've done is to ensure that any topic that we've talked about that we feel that we haven't really given sufficient limelight to, we'll bring it back again. It's the first time we're talking about the agricultural sector. Last year we talked about the free trade zone. This year we're talking about the agricultural sector. So it's actually the beginning of us bringing this to the Omolayole lecture.
Okay, let's talk about the free trade zone you mentioned. So what was the communique? Give us an inkling of the level of discussions and what you came out with. Oh, okay.
So the communique we came out with was one that was in the print, and one of the things we came out with was the fact that the government needs to be more inclusive in the solutions. The government needs to be more inclusive. It needs to be free and fair. It needs to involve a lot more people. It needs to be accommodating of people who are willing to do business, because our policies and processes should not hinder the organizations or corporate entities from doing business or from trading. So it's about the free and easy access that we talked about last year. But this year we're very centered on the agricultural sector. And you know, when food is taken out of one of the problems, there's a lot of healthcare even can be taken care of, because people are healthier. So we're looking at a situation where even the rural areas, there's concentration, and there's a lot of awareness to tackling food insecurity, because it's either getting more expensive or unavailable. So that's why this year we're centered on the food security issue, and it's the first time we're bringing it to the Omolayole management lecture.
And depending on the level of the type of topics you put out, what has been the response from discussants and participants?
I think it has made people bolder in asking for. It has made people bolder in attempting to look into the sectors we've talked about. So because you're now more informed, which is one of the most important things the lecture does, because you are now more informed, you're able to categorically go look for opportunities, or go after the opportunities you've always aimed at. So it makes the participants more informed. The general public is more informed. There's a process layout. So sometimes you are not even aware, or you don't know that the opportunity either exists, or you are not aware of the process. So every lecture enables us to bring information, making people more aware of either the topic we've chosen, or how to go about the process in achieving or going after the opportunities that exist therein.
Okay, fine. It's one thing to have these lectures, but what do you get out of it? Is it the pleasure of informing people? You're happy towards that? So what are your main, takes from this lecture series?
Personally, my main take is the fact that I'm able to empower people, especially youth, because ISEC is the largest body of students and young adults interested in economics, management, and allied sciences. When you come straight out of school, you're either not even sure of where you're going or how the management practices.
Indeed.
ISEC also offers you an opportunity to do exchange programs with a couple of these organizations. So we also do an exchange program. So as an ISEC, I was an ISEC also in school. I'm still an ISEC alumni. And I've seen a lot of opportunities come through with the exchanges. People have traveled all over the world. We've been able to bet people who have been at the helm of affairs in very big organizations. And how did that come to be? They were ISECers in school. They were part of the alumni. They were part of the Omolayole lecture. There they got to network with a couple of people. They got to get information about the topical issues and how it affects the economy and national well-being. And through that, we've seen people come back to say, oh, by the way, I met this contact at the last Omolayole lecture. Or I was better informed through the Omolayole lecture about what I could do next with this sector I work in.
Right.
So I'm very proud of the progress we've made over the years. I mean, sustaining it for 38 years. I'm very proud of the success we've made over the years and the ability to be able to empower. And then people get into the work life knowing that the managerial issues and the integrity, which are part of the values of ISEC, can be taken from school itself through the lecture into the workplace as they get older.
Very good. Now, what constitutes the panel of discussants? Is it members of the academia? Is it industry players? Or what have you, depending on the topic you're actually talking about?
So we look at key industry players, and of course, Omolayole Management Lecture every year is hosted by one of the 4 partners where Dr. Michael Omolayole himself has served as either the chairman or board executive. We're talking about NECA, which is a Nigeria Employers Consultative Forum, LCCI, Lagos Chamber of Commerce and Industry, NIM, Nigeria Institute of Management. Thank you, and CIPM, Chartered Institute of Personnel Management. So these 4 entities over the year have been the major partners to the Omolayole Management Lecture, aside from other sponsors that we get in the course of the year. Major sponsor, as always, is Bank of Industry, the BOI. And now, when you come to how do we choose the... Yes,
indeed.
So all of the partners together, we talk through, we have meetings with all of the partners, and we're able to decide on what do you think we should talk about in this year? What's really burning? What does the economy need? What will be a topic that requires, that supports national well-being? And then we were able to arrive at the topic, and then for the speaker, we all of the partners looked at their network of people that they had, and this year we were able to select Dr. Muda,
Yusuf?
Dr. Muda Yusuf,
who
is very prominent. Dr. Muda Yusuf is the speaker for this year's 38th Omolayole Management Lecture. And he's more than capable to help us look through the issues, the challenges, profile solutions, which of course, which will be beneficial to everyone else who's attending the lecture. And we of course look forward to participants asking him a lot of questions, because I mean, we brought him to the audience.
Very good.
We are very happy that he's available to attend to us that day.
Indeed, and we wish you all the best.
Thank you very much.
Dr. Tola Bamigbaiye, Elatuyi.
Correct.
I'd like to thank you for your thoughts on these issues. Good to have you with us.
Thank you very much.